So that's HMAC. I'm not going to go through these now. Okay. Moving on to digital signatures. So now we understand confidentiality, right? How is that provided? We also understand authenticity and non-repudiation, how that can be provided using asymmetric algorithms. And we understand how the keys can be exchanged. And we also understand how integrity is provided using hashing functions. Now let's move on to digital signatures. So what is a digital signature? A digital signature is nothing but a hash value, which I just explained to you, a message digest. So a digital signature is nothing but a message digest that has been encrypted with the sender's private key. All right, let me go back to the drawing board here. So we have this message, right? And we have this MD 101011. So in this case, what will be a digital signature? Digital signature will be this message digest encrypted with user A's private key, which is the sender's private key. So if the user A encrypts it with his own private key, let me delete all of this first. So we have user A and we have user B. So user A has this message ABC123, and there is this hashed output which was received. So no, let's say this is the message ABC123 which needs to be sent to user B. It will be run through an hashing algorithm, and the output will be a hashed output message digest, which could be 1010, let's say. All right. Now, user A could encrypt this hash value using his own private key, and the encrypted hash value could be anything. Let's say, I don't know, XYZ000. This is the encrypted format of this message digest. Now, this encrypted MD, this is encrypted MD message digest. This is the one that will be appended to the message. So XYZ000. This is the message, and this is the encrypted MD. Encrypted MD. All right. Now this is sent to user B. So user B receives this message ABC123 and XYZ000. So user B applies the same hash function on this message, right, and gets 1010, right? Then user B takes this encrypted message digest and it decrypts it. How will it decrypt it? By the corresponding public key of this A, of user A, because it was encrypted by sender's private key. So it can only be decrypted by the sender's public key, which this receiver will have because it's a public key, right? So user B will decrypt it using the sender's public key, which is public A, and it will give it some value, which would be 1010. Now it will compare his own calculated hash value with the one that was just received. If they are both the same, then what does that mean? If both the values are same, it means that the message was not altered, right? Which we had just discussed, which is the usual function of hash. But it also means something else. It also means that the message could have only been sent by user A. Why is that? Because this hash value was encrypted, and user B was able to decrypt it using the public key of user A, which means that it could have only been encrypted by the private key of this corresponding public key. And who has the private key? User A. And there is no one else in the world who should have that private key, right? So it provides you authentication as well. Authentication and non-repudiation. So now digital signature is providing you three functions. First one is integrity, right? Because the values match, so they know that the message has not been changed. Second is because it was encrypted by the sender's private key, it could have only been sent by that person, by nobody else. So it provides you authenticity as well as non-repudiation. So hashing functions provide you integrity, but but a digital signature is a hash value encrypted with the sender's private key, and that provides you integrity plus authentication and non-repudiation. All right. Now, if you want to go further, if you want to provide confidentiality as well, then you would encrypt this message as well, because so far this message was not encrypted at all, right? So if you want to provide encryption, then you encrypt. So if you want to provide confidentiality, then you encrypt the original message as well, and then you will be getting confidentiality as well. So you could use 3DES, AES, or anything. Then you will have confidentiality by using that encryption algorithm. And because of digital signatures, you will have integrity, and you will have authentication, and you will have non-repudiation as well. Okay. So that is what a digital signature is. It is nothing but a hash value that has been encrypted with the sender's private key. There are two components involved here: hashing and asymmetric cryptography, which I had just explained, where the sender is encrypting the message with sender's private key and the receiver decrypts it with the sender's public key. All right. And this is what I just explained to you. As I said, digital signature provides integrity through hashing and authentication and non-repudiation through signing the hash with private key. All right. And if you want to provide confidentiality, the message will need to be encrypted. All right. And the algorithms, RSA and DSA, are most widely used digital signature algorithms. Out of these two, DSA can only be used for digital signatures. So it can only be used for digital signatures, but RSA can be used, if you remember from when I had mentioned previously, that RSA can be used for digital signatures, for encryption, and for distribution of symmetric keys as well. Okay.